my name is Sasa and welcome to my channel. I make cosplay, sewing, cooking, and other DIY related videos. And today is a kimono sewing tutorial. And we're going to make marukuge, which is a type of obijime used to tie the obi. Historically, it was a lot more common to see marukuge, which is a fat kind of a cord used to tie the obi. Obijime, which is the braided cord, those are made of silk, and the commoners could not afford silk. So, in order to tie up the obi, they made marukuge, which is made normally with cotton or other cheaper materials, and the inside is stuffed with leftover scrap fabrics. The craftspeople who braided the silk obijime, they used to make braided ropes for the samurai and for swords, but when those swords were banned, those artisans lost their jobs, and they changed and switched over and started making obijime for kimono. So here I'm showcasing a bunch of the marukuge that I made. What's nice about making your own, you can pick different kind of fabrics that are more modern. You can also adjust the sizing to that fits your body better. This is a braided silk obijime. What I recommend for your fabric choices is to pick something with a small print. If something is a very large print, because the item and when it's made is a very thin cord, you're going to lose the pattern and you won't be able to see what's going on. I recommend picking a fabric that does not stretch. If it is stretchy, it will not be able to hold the obi very well. The marukuge gets pulled very tight, so if it is stretchy, then it will be able to move. Then the obi will not be able to stay in place as well. If the fabric is too thick, you'll find it be difficult when you need to turn it the right side out. And if you choose to use a very thin or somewhat transparent fabric, you may need to double it up and have a second layer. So here's the pattern and the size that I make. Because of the amount of tension and pull that the obijime and the marukuge gets, I recommend cutting in a single piece of fabric, meaning that there's no joints. This really useful tool is called a sewing gauge. It's a ruler that has the blue bit, allows you to move it so that you can mark off an even distance. With the sewing gauge, I freehand cut the fabric. If you prefer, you can also use tailor's chalk and mark it off the line before cutting. So with my sewing machine on a straight stitch, I fold with the right sides together and I sew a 1 centimeter seam allowance all the way down. This next tip helps you to flip the cord right side out a lot easier. So what I do, I change the stitching to a longer stitch length and then I sew across one of the edges. So using the blunt end of a chopstick, I use that as a tool to help turn the marukuge right side out. So after I've reached the very end, that small stitching that I did to close off the edge, I'm going to cut it open. So for the stuffing, there are different options that you can use. I recommend to use non-stretchy fabrics. So here I have some cotton, just the edges, any kind of selvages of fabric that are long strips, you can cut and save them for this project. And it's important for the stuffing to not have any joins. And any kind of fluffy yarn is really good. Since my fabric is white, if I use any kind of dark stuffing, you will be able to see it. That's why I'm only using white stuffing. To measure the stuffing, I take the marukuge and I lay it flat. And then I take these scrap bits and I lay them next to it. And make sure it's a little bit longer than the marukuge. And I take the pieces and I go back and forth until I get the desired thickness. The right thickness is kind of hard to explain on camera, but pretty much you want your entire tube to be quite full. I recommend using a combination of both yarn and some scrap cotton fabrics. The cotton helps with making it more strong. Here I counted it out. This is a very thin yarn and there are 24 pieces of yarn. So to help you thread the stuffing inside the tube, I fold all of the bits together and I just sew across to stop it from slipping or moving. So I use a very strong, thick safety pin, attach it to the stuffing and slowly thread it through the tube. If you find this very difficult to do, and that the marukuge is very stiff, you might have too much stuffing. So to finish off the ends, you want to have the stuffing to be about 1 centimeter set back inside the tube. You will need to do some hand stitching here. So I take a running stitch, which is just going in and out, all the way around the tube. Then I'll fold the raw edges inside the tube and slowly pull the thread so that it gathers the stitches together and hides all of the raw edges inside the tube. Then I will make some stitches on top of the marukuge to make sure it's extra secure. I also go down a little bit lower and make some small stitches while hiding the thread as much as I can. This is to prevent any slipping or sliding of the stuffing. Before sealing the other end, using your hands, you want to glide out the stuffing and the outer fabric so that it's nice and smooth and even. With my sewing machine, I like to sew all of the layers of the stuffing together. This helps to prevent any slipping of the stuffing. And why, yes, you can do this part by hand. Anything that I can do by machine, I'd rather do it by machine because it's a lot faster. I trim off the excess stuffing so that the stuffing can fit set back about 1 centimeter from the end. And the stitching is done as the same way as the first time. So I put together this cute, colorful outfit to match my new marukuge. And you will find that these are really easy to tie, so I definitely recommend it for beginners. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Enjoy your kimono journey. Bye bye.